Hey everybody, Joe Dog with Stupid O'Clock. Lewis Lee. I don't know where he is. He said he'd be here, but we don't see him, so he'll be here. All right, here's John and Dan and Bill. Oh, we got somebody else.
Hello, boys! I'm back!
Josh is back with us. Hey, Josh.
Hey!
Blow it up.
Now, how'd you like that intro?
Thank you, sir.
Gee, Dan, he doesn't give us an intro like that.
Well, you've been gone for 3 weeks.
I don't write an intro like that.
Okay, I'll see you all in 3 weeks.
You got another auction?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's there for when I if I ever get into Facebook trouble again and can't stream. That's what I come back to.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first thing it plays. And I've already been confirmed it with some other people. They have cut a scene out of that movie. They've cut a section out of that scene of the movie. When he goes, "Hello, boys, I'm back. Did you miss me?" Right before he hits, it says, "Did you miss me?" And I've talked to people that were there the opening night. They remember that. And if I ever get to meet Randy Quaid, I'm going to ask him about it.
Oh, they actually filmed one take of that entire sequence where he was in his crop duster and not a jet.
Yeah.
They shit canned that because they thought, there's no way a crop duster is going to keep up with all these fighter jets.
Yeah.
The audience is just going to laugh it off and pan the movie. So we better let him have something that'll keep up.
It would have just. I think it would have added to the movie if he was in the crop duster.
It probably would have had to been cut out of a lot of those earlier scenes before they actually took off. It just showed up at the last minute as a surprise.
Yeah.
You can tell I've been in writer mode lately here. Last week I got permission from the creators of that shared universe that I was writing in, somebody else's shared universe, to go ahead and shop around the first novel that I ever finished writing all the way through back in 2004.
Cool.
And I went through the darn thing 2 nights in a row this week, and I believe it was last night or night before last I finally reached the end of it and emailed it to him, going, "Hey, this is the deluxe version. This will have to be edited down for anything, but this is what it looked like as a web page. So it's got all the bells and whistles, and I know we can't do all of them in print."
What? Didn't you write? I thought I seen you where you posted. You wrote another 1,000
Yep,
words.
on the spy story, yeah, I sure did, and I got another 800 or so another night after that, but I didn't post about it because I went straight to bed as soon as I got, you know, it was one of those where I had to go to work the next morning, but I couldn't shut my fingers off. The voices in my head just would not shut up. So you know, I'm grateful for every time that happens, but at least I got enough sleep before work.
Well, I got a little bit of good news.
I read that. Please do.
My grandbaby is here,
Congratulations
Yay! Yes,
again.
indeed. Congratulations.
and she's going to rule the world.
I imagine she already does.
For a few people, for sure.
And tell us why, Joe.
Well, her last name is Lord. Yeah, I just did that. I made that post to just poke at a few friends on my Facebook just to upset them.
Maybe she'll have a fondness for rings, and she could be the Lord of the Rings. A teething ring, maybe. Yeah, Lord of the Teething Rings.
Just don't give her a lightsaber.
Yeah.
No,
It's your family. It's your family after all. I'm begging you, don't give her a lightsaber.
not till she's 4.
They didn't name her Vader, right?
No.
It'd be Lord Vader, Lord Vader, whatever. I'll stop now.
They named her. They named her O.
Oh.
I really want her to join the military. Hold on a second. Uh-oh. I'll be right back.
Okay.
All right.
Well, he goes talking about the Lord, and now he's got a personal call. You got to be careful what you say. You never know who's listening.
I can see your house from up here.
Going to read a bit of news here since Lewis didn't show up.
Okay.
Florida man accused of shooting down law enforcement drone. That's right. A Florida man was indicted on federal charges Wednesday for shooting down a law enforcement drone that was being used to search for a burglar. Wendell Goney, a convicted felon who was not allowed to have firearms, told authorities he did shoot down a drone because drones had been harassing him, prosecutors said. He also admitted that he could not lawfully possess a firearm after being convicted of at least 29 felonies over the years. Now, he shot it down with a .22 caliber rifle.
A nice shot.
They were telling me about it.
Well, it didn't say how many rounds he used.
Either way.
He might have just emptied the thing in the general
Yeah.
and got a couple of lucky hits. No.
It doesn't say how many shots.
If it'd been somebody we know from the convention circuit, it'd been, one pop from a 50 BFG,
If it was over my property, I mean, I understand.
That's why I've been saving old microwaves. I'm going to take them apart and see if I can't make myself a microwave cannon and just fry it in midair and then let them try and trace that bullet.
Okay, what did I miss?
Oh, nothing.
Mostly
Nothing. Go back to what you're doing.
No, we were just yawning and vamping till you got back.
Well, I heard something about saving microwaves and building a cannon.
Must have been another channel you were listening to.
Some guy in Florida shut down a police surveillance drone that was looking for a burglar.
If you want to take out a drone, okay, fishing string.
Oh, mhm.
That's just, all you got to do is figure out some way to launch it up there.
Potato gun.
Helium balloons.
Bottle rocket.
I told you what I want to do with helium, with a bunch of helium balloons, didn't I?
I'm afraid to ask.
I want to go to Walmart and get one of those party packs of, the little can to fill up the balloon. Probably get 2 or 3 of them, and then go over to the grocery section and get me a roll of aluminum foil. Blow up all the balloons, have them in a bundle, then tie the roll of aluminum foil to one end and just turn it loose.
I was afraid this was going to involve a mannequin and a lawn chair too.
You know, if we were to go get some lightweight plastic, like really thin plastic, clear plastic, and some plastic glue, rubber cement, whatever, we could build us a UFO, cover it in aluminum foil, and then fill it with helium and let it go.
Oh, there's another thing you can do.
No,
Okay,
you know why I want to have that long stream of aluminum foil behind it?
It's a radar reflector. You're gonna really mess with some air traffic controllers.
I just wonder how long it'd be before the F-16 show up.
Yeah.
Mm,
Hey, there you go. There you go. No, we'll make an inflatable we'll make an inflatable MiG.
Yeah.
Cover it in
there we
aluminum foil and let it go.
You do know the principle behind the I think it's Japanese lantern balloons.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, it's a candle inside something a little bit bigger than a trash bag.
Yeah.
Dry cleaning bags were the ones
Yeah.
that you were supposed to use.
Yeah. Well, I could go that one better. We have these 72-inch wide, 105 or 106-inch long plastic trash bags at work, and they are transparent.
Hey, Dan, bring your mic in a little bit.
Okay. Or Joe might have to turn me somehow or another StreamYard had put me on auto adjust levels again.
Dan is the first person we know that's been put in StreamYard, Joe.
No, just muted.
No, but see, I want to do mine with about 8-10 people scattered out through the region.
Did I ever tell you the story about the UFO I saw when I was a kid?
No.
I may have told Joe this one. I don't know.
Can't remember.
It's a nice summer evening. Everybody's out in the yard playing. I look up, and there's this weird blinking light in the distance. That's odd. And I said, what? I said, well, look at that light. And everybody starts looking at it and goes, and everybody's like, that is weird. What is that? It keeps getting closer and closer. You start seeing, you can see the windows as this thing rotates. You can see the windows moving around the edge of the flying saucers. It's coming toward us, right? Everybody's like, oh my gosh, it's a flying saucer. This was back in the early 80s, or late 70s, early 80s. UFOs were a big thing.
Yeah.
we're all looking, and we it's like, oh my, and it's heading right for us. We're like, and everybody's like, Mom, Dad, come out. And there's like, everybody comes out on the front porch, and everybody's sitting out here looking at it. It's getting close, and everybody's like, oh my God, it really is a flying saucer. And you see the windows moving around the bottom of it, or moving around the edges of it as it's flying towards you. And it keeps getting closer and closer and closer. And finally, we start looking, and it spells out something, and it says,
Joe,
vote for
take care of the
so-and-so
comments.
city.
Yeah.
Vote for so-and-so city commissioner. It's a Cessna
Yeah.
with the little lights under the wing.
Mm-hmm.
And as the words are running across the bottom of the wing, it looks like windows moving across a flying saucer in the dark.
I let him give a chance. I gave him a chance.
Well, they
How do we
shouldn't have
keep
been.
how do we keep getting these idiots?
I don't know.
Not that I care. I mean, let's face it, we just got another subscriber hit, basically. So that's one more for us.
Okay.
You don't make it on the show, and we get bonus bucks. Nah, 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 nah. Okay.
Oh, okay. Here's one prompted by John. It's not a UFO. It's
Uh-oh.
yeah. It's the first time I saw a meteor. Rather sizable one, actually. In the back of Daddy's pickup truck is early evening. We were going out to the farm. The first farm that we own, about 100 acres out here, real close to where we're at now. And summer night, we're just all the kids are in the back of the truck. Mom and Dad are in the front, and we're just going down the road as you do. And this is back when cars didn't even have to have seat belts, so it was all right for kids to ride in the back of the truck as long as
How
they
did you
were
survive?
We'll get back to you. Anyway, we're going down the road, and I just happened to look up, and there's this green fireball going overhead, and it looked, to my kid's eye, as if it were like a couple of football fields above the truck, but naturally it's way up there, higher than airplanes, probably.
We actually saw a meteorite hit the ground when I was stationed in Iraq, but we couldn't get to it because it landed in the middle of a dry lake bed, and there was no way that you could walk or drive out to where it was without sticking a vehicle.
What's the most famous meteorite that's hit the southeast?
I don't know. The one that
landed in that lady's house.
Yeah, just here this last week. Yeah, there was another lady. I believe it was either Mississippi or Alabama, but that was back in the 50s.
Yeah, there's one in the 50s.
Got hit upside the head with it.
No, it
hit her in the hip.
Hit her on the hip. Yep.
Sorry.
Only person in history to ever actually be acknowledged as being injured by a meteorite. Well, back to the story. The punchline is we got to the farm and pulled into the little driveway there that we'd cut out with the tractor and a scrape blade and everything. And there's a bunch of molten metal and whatever stuff on the ground. And naturally, my overactive imagination goes, "Hey, the damn rock hit over here." No, somebody had stole a car and stripped it and melted part of it down in our farm driveway, and Dad had to drive us over to the nearest gas station and use the phone because there wasn't a house there or anything. It was basically just a place to garden and bale hay, and call in a what amounted to a stolen car report.
Hello, Keisha.
Hello, Keisha.
Hi, Keisha.
Oh, she's got to stop posting pictures of
Keisha
food. Even
loves
even
seeing.
knowing it's vegetarian, it still looks good,
Yeah.
and it shouldn't to me.
Well, I think Brian's show's over.
Well, Dan, that rock that hit that lady here in Alabama is at the University of Alabama.
Hey, Keisha, we're doing good, doing good.
The one from the 50s.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I knew that one had gone to a university. I read something today where the lady this week that woke up with one on the pillow beside her head. She says she's gonna keep it.
Oh, I'd sell it.
Well, I mean, I can't imagine what you do with it besides make a doorstop out of it, but um, who knows?
Oh,
I
they're
just,
worth
There's a,
money.
there's a story of a car that got hit by one.
oh, really?
Ford Granada.
Mm.
Couldn't happen to a nicer car.
Yeah.
God hates Ford Granadas, and that's proof.
Yeah.
But I mean, this thing still had some speed coming in. It hit it in the uh, right rear, just above the tail light, at an angle.
hmm
Caved it into the damn trunk.
Mm.
Well, this one last week evidently went through the entire roof and ceiling of the lady's house to get to her bedroom and on the pillow next to her. So,
And she didn't hear anything, huh?
uh, hey, I'm a sound sleeper like that. We have evidence on film, don't we?
If my wife would record me at night, she could prove it. I'm the same way.
Okay, let me see here. A Navy engineer tried to sell submarine secrets to the FBI. Okay. Y'all hear about
Is
this?
I'm pretty sure the FBI has already got all the secrets they need.
This is the Maryland couple.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I think so. It's kind of coincidence, though. We haven't seen Lewis Lee since this happened. So, and he was up in Maryland.
Is his wife an engineer?
That was the guy that was it. Was it the woman or the guy that was the engineer?
Well, we saw Lewis on our show yesterday.
Well, if you you can text from jail nowadays. I mean,
Yeah.
and we don't know that it was actually Lewis. It could have been the FBI. We don't know.
Or
But let's
Lewis
say-
could be in the FBI and we just don't know.
Unless you're January 6th and you just trespassing. Sorry.
I haven't been to any school. I haven't been to any PTA meetings, so the FBI doesn't know who the hell I am.
Yeah.
Oh, they all know who I am.
Yeah,
They get
that's right.
a kick out of my search history because I'm a writer.
What is it you're supposed to say? I'm a writer, then whatever.
Yeah.
They know who all we are.
I'm pretty sure that if my file ever pops up on an FBI computer, they go, "Oh, not him again."
Yeah, really.
Hand it to the noob. It's
Yeah,
him.
really.
Hand it to the noob.
Yep. Let Bobby get excited about it. He's been so glum all day.
Like I hear a knock at my door. I'm like, people in suits, Jehovah's Witnesses or FBI? I'm not sure which.
That is a good way to answer the door, John. Y'all Jehovah's Witnesses or FBI? What difference does it make? Depends on
Open the door.
gun you want me
Okay,
to open the
let me
door
see
with.
some ID. We're Jehovah's Witnesses. Oh, never mind. Clump.
You got a warrant.
Hey,
And
My
no,
mem-
if
my
you don't
memory-
buy, if you
my
don't buy
memory
cigarettes,
brought up a comment for today that I made several years back about people fighting on Facebook. It's getting to the point like the Mormons and the Jehovah Witnesses fighting on the front porch over who gets to knock first.
if you're on bicycles, nah, go on.
Did I ever tell you my Jehovah's Witness story?
You got a story for everything, ain't you,
I
Joe?
did. This is a good. No, this is a funny one. I had a pet Burmese python. Okay. Big. He was not big then. You know, he's maybe 4 foot long. You know, but so I'm sitting on the couch one day watching TV. Got the snake around my neck. He's just sitting there, you know, doing what snakes do, stuff like that. Sitting here watching TV. Door, knocking the door. I look out there. Oh man! So I go open the door, and we got the door and then a screen glass door.
There's Bill.
Open the door. The first guy saw me with the snake around my neck. Gone. Just bolted. Okay. The second one actually tried to do the spiel. Okay, and went to hand me a pamphlet. And when he went to push the pamphlet toward me, the snake saw it and struck at it.
Ooh.
Gone. I mean, I just never saw them again at that residence. I'm pretty sure I'm on some sort of satanic blacklist with the Jehovah's Witnesses now. So.
At least it wasn't Halloween and you were wearing your Alice Cooper costume.
Either that,
I did have a little bit longer hair back then.
See, I actually frightened a bunch of Jehovah's Witnesses one time. I had just come back from an SCA event, and I had one of the swords that I had just bought at the event. It was a Toledo steel blade, and those are pretty nice steel. I mean, for cheap museum replica things. And I'm sitting out on the front porch, putting an edge on this thing just to see if it'll hold an edge. And a carload of Jehovah's Witnesses pull up, park about one house down, and they get out and start spreading around. And they're looking at me, and I'm just sitting there grinning, taking a file to a big old sword, and they just walk on by, and then they kind of go back to the car and take off. It's like, we're not even going to bother this whole...
Good night, Keisha.
Good night, Keisha.
Where are you going to bed?
Dio Vendis, Keisha.
Too early for that.
It is.
Where's your juice?
I was going to go to Costco today and buy the stuff we need and Halloween candy. Okay. And I went out to the deep freezer. I was doing a little inventory. You know, we need chicken and ground beef, stuff like that. Looking, I'm like, before I go to Costco, I need to defrost this deep freezer. So I put the ice packs in the ice chest, pulled everything out of the deep freezer, packed it up real good, covered it up with a blanket, put everything else in the freezer in the house, and put a fan. We got one of these floor dryer fans. Put one in front of the deep freezer to blow air through it and clean it. It took some while. I didn't realize how frozen that thing really was. There was like a sheet of ice this thick in the bottom of it. The drain was froze up, had a block of ice in it, just everything. So I finally got it defrosted, and I turned it back on. It's cooling off as we speak, and as soon as the show's over, I get the lovely task of going back and refilling my deep freezer.
You'd probably be able to hold more without all that damn ice in it.
Good. I know what the problem is.
I shall return.
Is humidity. It's been real humid lately. And one of the things I do in the summer is I will take Solo cups, red Solo cups, fill them about 2/3 full of water, stick them in the deep freezer. And on hot days when the dogs are outside, I'll take a couple of those out and drop them in dog water in the backyard, give them a big ice, bucket of ice water, basically. And the only problem is when you do that, because they're not covered up with anything, you're adding water to the inside of your deep freezer. And then our refrigerator went out a couple months back. So we kept putting bags of ice in the deep freezer so that we could put them in the ice chest that we were keeping the food cold with until our new refrigerator arrived. So I've had a fun day of watching ice melt
Yeah. Oh,
and made a chicken pot pie. So
oh, and it's supposed to get cold Sunday morning.
really, how cold?
I think they're talking 30s.
I was about to say it's supposed to be like 42 here.
Yeah, it's supposed to be down in the lower 40s up here.
Next weekend's supposed to be even colder.
What's Halloween weekend looking like?
I don't know.
Highs in the 60s, lows in the 30s.
Halloween's on what, Sunday this year?
Yep.
I bought my candy for the kiddos just in case.
Tomorrow is the last day to pre-register online for HallowCon.
Yep. Last chance.
So I got to do mine here.
For romance. So I hadn't said anything yet because I figured you folks would. Of course, Shat went up into outer space for about 10 or 11 minutes.
Yep.
And came down and everything was great. And he apparently seemed quite taken over with the whole experience, which who wouldn't? But did you hear what I think it was Prince William said
Oh yeah,
today? Talk about a slap in the face.
so he's a royal jackass, is what he is.
Yeah, I mean, I understand partly that, okay, yeah, they're spending their money
I
to
love
do
this.
this and that. Why can't they do it? Well,
Why can't these
there's plenty
billionaires-
of other people who are.
Why can't these billionaires spend their money to help the planet? Well, here's a question for you. Why can't the royals, who happen to be billionaires, spend their money to help the planet? Self-righteous jackass. But
There
then
are bandwagons.
George
that get-
Takei, of course, had to be petty because William Shatner was involved. And, you know, back when I first got on the Facebook, George Takei was actually cool to read his post. And somewhere down the line, he turned into Clint Eastwood on the lawn with an M1 Garand going, "Get off my lawn." You know, it's just, I don't know where he flipped.
Well, he just turned into a senile old man.
Cranky old
is
fart.
all it is, yeah.
Now, here's what's funny. They're both going to be at the same convention here in the next 2 weeks up here in Knoxville.
They're going to be a couple of days apart.
No, they're at the same show.
They're at the same show, and
Same
Shatner's
day.
there. Shatner's there for 2 days, and I don't know about Takei, but I'm pretty sure their schedules somewhat overlap. So I'm pretty sure there's going to be a fist fight.
There were some other of my friends that have been planning to go to that con, and they have the schedule, and they're not scheduled to be there on the same day. The convention planners have taken that particular private.
Are you
view.
kidding? I'd have paid for the ticket just to watch the prize fight.
Oh,
Be like Jerry Springer or Geraldo. See who throws the first folding chair. So
yeah.
I hesitate to ask this, but what did the Honorable Takei say about?
Oh, I'm going to
thing.
bring this up, aren't I?
Yeah,
Tweet. It was
you know,
it was interesting.
Let's see.
Okay, Kai's there Saturday, Sunday. It's not saying
Okay. Let me see here. Let's see. He's boldly going where other people have gone before. He's a guinea pig, 90 years old, and it's important to find out what happens. Let's see here. So 90 years old is going to show a great deal more on the wear and tear of the human body. He'll be a good specimen to study. Although he's not the fittest specimen of a 90-year-old, so he'll be a specimen that's unfit. Let's see here. I hope I never recover from this. I hope I can maintain. Oh, wait, never mind. That's Shatner.
That works rather well.
And they will be there on the same day.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding. In this corner, weighing in at 240 pounds, Bill the Captain Kirk Shatner. And in this corner, weighing in at $180, George the Sulu Tukai.
To get all three of their autographs, you're going to drop 180 plus 60, $240.
All three?
I
Three.
thought it
sign
would
it?
be more than that.
Do they sign it in blood? I mean, that's
Yeah, each other's when they get done fighting.
Sounds more like they're signing it in rent checks.
Start playing that Star Trek battle music.
Yeah.
Just put it in the wrong pocket.
Show up with those two weapons that they had from the Star Trek series. That's got the weight on one. It's a pole arm with the weight on one end, a big claw on the other.
Yeah. Actually, it turned out the strip of leather was a more versatile weapon rather than the pole arm. Because you could use it as a slingshot, a short-range whip, or a garrote at the same time.
Well, I've noticed some of the other things that George Takei's been going on about has seemed
Yeah.
a little, well, petty, asinine, and the least bit just like he's kind of suffering from dementia or something.
Yeah.
Oh, now I would have paid good money for that. Whoever Facebook user is. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
That would have been a very short fight because weightlessness didn't last very long.
Yeah.
I have real trouble. Well, I know why people would do it, but I have real trouble figuring out why. And it's probably just because I'm such a small time personality here. Why anybody would want to pay for an autograph?
Well,
Well,
I got
that's how,
different.
Why
that's how they make
anybody
their
thought
money.
they would?
Yeah.
Why anybody thought that anyone would want to pay them for an autograph?
Well, I got a different question. What's the cost of going up on below orbit and going up on Elon's?
Now that I
I know-
can't tell you.
I know to be a passenger on the Jeff Bezos rocket, it's $250,000, $250,000. I do not know what Elon charges.
An autograph
How
on a blank check.
much?
Now, do you suppose that Shatner paid Bezos to go up, or the other way around?
That was
It
publicity.
was for publicity. I don't think that Shatner had to go out of pocket for anything.
Oh, I'll tell you right now, Shatner was compensated for that flight.
Yep.
And if he wasn't, I'm gonna call him a liar.
Bezos was trying to outdo Elon.
You all right, Bill?
Okay. The only thing I can find out about SpaceX
Had to sneeze.
is that they charge NASA $55 million per astronaut.
Wow.
But you and me, they'll charge
$9.95. Oh, we get the Avon price. Okay.
But if you've got their consumer card, they'll knock off another $5.
Hey, but we get to stay 3 days actually in orbit.
Yeah, Facebook user says his ride was free. I don't know. When you get $100 a shot for your autograph, it's kind of hard for me to believe that he.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a little bit of money somewhere behind the scenes on that one. So.
Oh, probably a donation to his favorite charity. And I do mean that sincerely. I mean, if I was doing something like that, hey, give it to St. Jude's or veterans or something, you know.
Or that horse rescue in Kentucky.
Yeah, I was going to say, knowing Shatner, it'd be some equine thing.
Hey,
Yeah, you know who runs the horse rescue in Kentucky? Shatner.
no, well,
Yeah.
have y'all ever heard of something called hippotherapy? One of my grandsons has been doing that, and he's had health problems all his life. He's about 8 or 9 now. Basically, it's little kids riding on horses and just having a grand old time. And it's therapy.
Oh yeah, horses
So-
are great therapy.
Yeah, I've always thought so. I dated a girl right after college. She was in negotiations to buy a horse from one place, and invited a bunch of people out to go horseback riding. And I kind of think she invited me because she was trying to figure out whether or not I was sufficiently cool date material. Anyway, she was surprised when I hopped right up and rode like I'd been born on a horse. And they go, "How did you learn to ride? When did you learn to ride?" And I go, "Well, I grew up with friends of mine in East Tennessee that had horses, and the boys club in Athens. When you went to summer camp, they put you on horses. They always give me the one that wanted to run under tree limbs and drag you off. And I disappointed that thing.
I always got
every
the one
time.
that liked to run right down the fence and try to knock your leg off with the fence post.
I got to use some of my tractor driving skills with that horse. It ran under tree branches that would have cut me off in the middle of my chest, and I'm hanging off the side like a rodeo cowboy. You know, I'm working that stirrup and ducking under everything. Horse runs out from under the tree, and I'm back up in there going, "Hey!" Horse did not expect that whatsoever. It was very disappointed that I stayed in the saddle. Well, loosely speaking, I did not fall down, did not get thrown off.
I went up
I haven't been on a horse, and God, it's got to be almost 40 years. Got to be 40 years.
It's been close to 25 on my side. Last horse I rode was over at Donna's family. They live up on Whitwell Mountain. Whitwell Mountain, and they had some horses, and they had this one horse. They said, "Yeah, you ride this one." Okay, it was a little smaller horse, where I looked normal size on it, and they went went with it, and I'm holding. I got the reins, but he's also got one clipped in, and he's sort of leading us along. He said, "Are you ready to go back?" I said, "Yeah." He says, "Hold on." He unclipped it in that horse for the barn.
I bet that was a fun ride.
Hey, you ain't got to worry about that horse getting lost. It knows where the barn is.
Yep.
I had
That's
I had an uncle that had his family had some horses, and the horses, when they saw the kids, the horses didn't like kids. So when we came out there to see the horses took off, ran off into the woods. So he says, "Wait here a minute, I'll get the horses." He walks back in the house, comes back out with a Budweiser,
Yeah.
holds it up, goes. All the horses come running right back into the fence.
Beer 30. Hey,
Mhm.
you got to admit, horses.
Were they Clydesdales?
Horses make you laugh. They do funny things.
I must be psychic.
I knew that was coming.
They love to lean up on you, knock you down. My neighbor had one. That thing, I don't even know what kind it was. It was taller than I am. I'm basically 6 foot, and nicest horse I've ever rode. But he was the weirdest I'd ever. Then he got a horse that had never been broke. Sorry, horse people. And that thing was crazy. I'll just say that.
What happened to our haters? Of course, I know where everybody is because I just clicked on my YouTube. Brian,
I'm thinking Facebook user might be my cousin again. But I don't see, last time she got in there and she had her name on there, or I know you said it, Sarah Heiser, but
Yeah.
I don't know about this Facebook user, but it almost.
So who's Ruth?
Ruth is our consuite director.
What if that's Chris? I wonder if Facebook user is Chris.
Chris is at work.
Facebook user, it is me. That helps.
Is your name me, or is it another name? Because when you say it's me, that still leaves us in the dark.
Yeah. What all we see, this is what we see. That's all we know about you is you're a Facebook user.
Yeah.
Sarah.
Okay, it is Sarah. Okay. All right, Sarah.
For a minute there, it was kind of like getting pulled over and they ask you for your ID and you hold up a mirror and go, "Yeah, that's me. See you later."
Yeah. Well, to add my horse story to the group, since everybody else has one, when I was Civil War reenacting, there were always cavalry units out there. And when they would come out and do their little saber battles and everything else, we were generally out of the way. And we galvanized with another infantry unit who decided to set his sights on doing something a little bit different than what was planned out in the officers' meetings from the night before. And he put us right in the path of oncoming cavalry. Now, we were kind of in high grass, some standing, some kneeling. And anyway, long story short, one of them comes out. He's riding and the horse sees me, but he doesn't. And I don't know what happened exactly. The reason why he didn't see me, because I was standing and the horse stopped and he went right over the head of the horse and landed in front of me on the ground. And I looked down at him and I said, "Are you okay?" And he's kind of shaking his head like he's a little discombobulated. And he says, "Yeah, I'm all right." And I said, "Well, I got to tell you one thing. I love your horse for not wanting to trample me. Even if he had to throw you, I love your horse for not wanting to trample me."
Nice ride, huh?
Yeah. He didn't have much to say about it.
Have you ever seen that meme where it's shot from laying on the ground looking up at the horse and the horse looking down and it says, "Oh, I meant to tell you I was stopping."
We got another one. It's probably the same one over and over again.
It is the same one. I'm just going to find out where they snuck in at. Okay, I know where you're at now. I see that, Caden. Guess what?
The whole ISP just got banned. We used to do that in chat rooms if we had a persistent troll that kept coming back in using different names but the same ISP. And we just block everybody that used that ISP. It's like all of a sudden we just blocked everybody that used Verizon or something.
And Caden just got sent to the forbidden zone.
Yep, you're done. Good night, everybody.
I was going to say the only thing now they use daggum block their VPNs and stuff.
Yeah, and there are ISP randomizers, which are little programs that just make up ISPs.
Yep.
You know, you can block everything you want to, but they'll still find a way to come back in. Or they did back in the day. And we're talking about
probably about the same way they do with spam callers.
True.
Yeah.
Well, I'd turn around. I'll tell you it was been about 3 or 4 days ago. I will occasionally get a spam caller, but then my Motorola phone will let me know this could be spam or this is spam and I generally can block it right away. One day, about every 15, 20 minutes, I was getting another call, our local area code. But then when I started seeing the prefixes and how they were lining up, that they were no discernible prefixes, whether it be for a cell phone or a landline, then I could recognize it. I started blocking them. But man, it took about 10 or 12 times before the phone actually picked it up and started doing it on its own.
They ghost call. They use other people's phone numbers.
Yeah. Oh, I've had them use my phone number and call.
Yeah, they've done mine against me.
People will call you back. Like, have you called me? I don't know who you are. No. So.
I normally say, I think your phone's been hacked. You need to change your PIN and passwords.
Yep. I mean, they make freaking apps for ghost calling.
Oh, one time back when answering machines were a thing, I had an answering machine message that said, FBI telemarketing fraud squad. I had a whole lot fewer calls for about 2 weeks there.
You need to put that back up now.
Hey, it'd have to be voicemail, and I don't even bother to activate a voicemail anymore. They can go, and you know, it doesn't matter. If you're not on my cell phone friends list, somebody that I actually know and call, or know that calls me, I don't even bother to answer. I just let it ring. Hell, I'm a
Same,
writer. If you don't text me, I don't answer the damn phone.
same way I am. If you don't leave me a voicemail, or
Yeah,
same
I'm
answer.
never going to get a voicemail.
Well,
Um,
I've got so many different freaking doctors, so they
yeah,
call from different numbers. So.
Well, with me, if you send me a text, don't expect me to answer you in the next at least 3 or 4 hours. I don't like to text. I'd rather talk to you.
mm, I,
Well, y'all know where I'll send a message to. So
yeah. Uh, Now I've got one guy that knows that once I come home from work, I don't answer the cell phone at all. I don't care if my mom calls. I don't answer the cell phone. If you don't call the landline, it's But he insists on calling the cell phone number, and he goes. I asked him why one day, and he said, "Well, that one comes up first in the list." I'm going, please just use the landline. It's got caller ID. I can tell whether or not it's you.
Yeah.
that's we've got a landline, and I don't even have a phone for it. That's the sad part.
Well, it was back in the day. It was a condition of my employment that I had a landline phone, and this was back when cell phones were half the size of a concrete block. And nowadays, everybody's got a cell phone, and they still have not changed the rule. If you have as much seniority as I do, you still have to have landline so work can call you and tell you, hey, somebody just laid out. Come on in. We need you. And if you don't, we'll write you up.
Well, they had that rule when I worked at the city on the snow days to come
Hmm.
in, and it was people got to the point to where they didn't activate voicemail and did away with their um, answering machines
Hmm.
because they had the rule: if we can't contact you, you're good. So people started, stop answering the phone when they would call. So then they added the rule of, okay, if we can get your voicemail or answering machine, you're considered contacted. So everybody started deactivating their voicemail and turning off their answering machines.
Hmm.
Uh, the last time I had was on call, we had Southern Link, the two ways. Used to love to hear that alert go off at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, the
Chirps.
yeah, Nextel type phones.
Yep.
Yeah. So finally, I told them, I said, okay, I know what. They said, just call us if you can't get off the hill. All right, no problem. So they sent a truck up here to get me, and we about took out 3 houses on the way down the hill. So they brought me home. They said, "You're gonna walk up a hill. That hill, I ain't coming to get you. I ain't taking you up the hill." I called them next morning. I said, "It's still iced over up here." They said, "Just stay home. He ain't coming to get you."
Hmm.
I had to go pick up people when I was in the Mont Eagle Armory. We had a really bad snowstorm up there. We had to go pick people up in an armored personnel carrier.
I bet that was fun.
I know
No,
when,
because I'm the one that was driving it, which means my head had to be up out of that hatch.
In the wind.
I know we ain't supposed to talk politics, Bill Clinton just got admitted to the hospital.
Oh shit!
No,
I mean,
that-
I don't particularly like him, but
You know how I know it's Halloween?
Go ahead.
I saw an interview of Hillary Clinton this week.
Yep.
Hey, that's not politics. That's news.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
news. There is a difference. Does it say what for or does
Sepsis.
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 What it
Got an
says?
infection.
Yeah.
That's not good.
No.
Well, not particularly life-threatening.
Yeah.
At that age, yeah, it is.
Let's see. He is on the mend and in good spirits.
Yeah.
Good.
They just pump them for all of antibiotics.
Darn.
Okay. Look, they
I
can
wonder
keep him. They can keep him alive as long as they need to. He still has to go home to Hillary.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
we don't really know that.
What I was about to say is, what did he do to piss Hillary off?
Yeah.
Oh, nothing, because he's still.
He's got
breathing.
dirt on Hillary.
Yeah. No,
Well,
he doesn't.
Who doesn't?
He's still alive. He doesn't have anything on her.
Yeah.
I was about to say he ain't getting Epstein. Sorry.
Which one of Jeff Dunham's puppets got when he started talking bad about Hillary? The puppet was going, "Shut up, shut up."
Probably the little old man.
Yeah, I was about to say Walter.
That sounds like
Walter.
a
Walter.
joke, actually.
Yeah, that sounded like Peanut. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Peanut is the inner asshole.
Yeah.
Walter's the old man.
Walter was always my favorite.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I
Shoot,
like them all.
I did a
yeah.
cosplay as Walter one year at Chattacon. Had my head cut back like the haircut, everything. The
Did
little
you
bow
dye-
tie.
You dye your hair gray?
Well, it's at the time it was looking great.
Put the sweater vest on and
Sweater vest, all
Hey.
that.
Hey, Joe, I think it may have been Ahmed that told the "Don't talk about Hillary" joke, but I'm
Yeah,
We bomb you.
yeah. But I ended up sitting the door at the con suite at Chattacon like this. People walk in, they'd look at me and go, "Welcome to the con suite. Get your shit and get out." People would turn around and look. And finally, people started getting their picture made with me.
Uh-huh.
I would like to see a little skit between Walter and Statler and Waldorf from the Muppet Show.
Oh, that would be hilarious.
That would be classic. right
Did you
there.
see the Saturday Night Live skit with them where the bouncers were kicking them out?
Oh, yeah.
I never watch it anymore.
Yeah, I don't
Too
watch
painful.
it.
I will post a link to that from YouTube on Stupid.
That was funny. Yeah, the two bouncers came out and says, "Shut up. Shut up." Finally, they went up and threw them out.
I can't remember where I saw this. I mean, I saw it on Facebook. I don't know, it was something you posted, John, or somebody else, about the little midget guy who was sitting in a baby carriage,
Little
and he had a old, like, creepy. The main character from Creepy magazine, with the bald head and the big long gray hair. I can't remember what his
Oh,
name
the Crypt
was.
Keeper.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? No, wasn't a Crypt Keeper.
I'll be back.
It was from Creepy magazine.
Creepy
Not, not Tales from the Crypt, but Creepy Magazine. He had a character, or they had a character just like Tales from the Crypt had Crypt Keeper. And somebody needs to take care of the comments again. You know who's back.
Hey,
Hey,
Carl.
Hi, Carl.
I can't do nothing to it. So.
That's all right. I almost got Carl by mistake because
Yeah. Don't send Carl to the forbidden zone, for crying out loud.
John
Carl.
is Johnny on the spot with the band hammer there. That's good. That's good speed there. Quick draw.
Yep.
Carl, you can say whatever you want to.
Block for 5 minutes. No, this has got to be a permanent.
Wait, yeah, I forgot. Yeah, Carl, hold off till tomorrow.
Oh,
We promise we won't talk comics here,
ban
Carl.
Facebook will Facebook will ban us for banning Uncle Carl.
Yeah.
No, Carl, we just got our typical
Yeah,
lurker.
Yeah, the idiot bug.
Oh,
The guy with the penile erection problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's probably wearing a colostomy bag too.
What's that new medicine they're promoting on
Let me see.
TV now?
Ray Denton Roach Killer.
No, when you got the
That'll work too.
crooked.
Hey, no offense, but if all you got to do on a Thursday night is heckle people's shows, you've really got a pathetic life. So
Yep.
that's you need to like get out of your mom's basement and actually go out and do something. There you go.
Yeah.
He's probably got his mom down there doing it with him.
Well,
Post
he's probably got
this
his mom
next.
down there, but she's probably not on the internet. She's probably on her knees. Ooh. Anyway,
Yeah, you really don't want to heckle this crowd because let's face it, all of us except Bill will have no reticence about using industrial or military language. And Bill's just a nice guy. He'll tell you that you're an idiot to your face and not try and dress it up with any kind of obscene words.
Caden, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say.
you know what's funny is every time he gets on the show and does this stuff, we get more hits.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Keep doing it.
Pizza Jams.
Pizza
Hey.
Jam. Hi. Yep, he's helping the show by doing it.
Thank you, Caden, for giving us the extra hit, dumbass. Anyway, where do they send him the bill for all the hits we get?
I caught myself just in time to send the green room.
Yeah, I was about to say something myself.
Tomorrow night, Dan. Tomorrow night.
No, I'll forget it by then. It's all right. Yeah.
Hi, Pizza Jams.
And speaking of the green room, and Carl, since you're out there, don't commit me to this yet, but I may be out there a little bit earlier. Laura is sick with bronchitis. She, in the 2 years, her employment, yesterday and today was the first day that she ever had to call in sick, which she felt really bad about it, but she was really, really sick, and her work wanted her to get a COVID test, and which she did, and that came up negative. And then, but she's got some good Z-Pack antibiotics and an inhaler to use. And so tomorrow night, which is typically our night out for the week, to go to the auction. She will be unable to attend, and I'll probably be taking her dad, and which he may or may not want to stay very long. I'm not sure, but if he doesn't, I'll get in there a little bit earlier than what I usually do. What it usually is by the time I get in there, Carl or Brian or somebody saying, "Gee, Bill, you just missed it. Oh man, if you were here 10 minutes ago." It's the story of my life.
Well, now Carl's here, so Carl, we'll let you know.
Carl,
Since you are a wrench holder, they're having fun tonight.
Mhm.
Oh, he witnessed it, and John gave them a 5-minute ban.
Who'd he ban for 5 minutes?
Same guy.
Same
same
one.
dumbass.
Hated.
Oh, they came back?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, apparently they've changed their profile pic, so I'm thinking they may have done a ghost profile or something.
Oh, okay.
So
Still, that's another hit on the play counter. So
Well, keep them coming.
Come on back.
come on, bring it down.
yeah, really, every time we ban you and you come back, that's closer to
Another
monetization.
45 minutes worth of ban hammer of your name all over it. You sorry sack of shit. Okay. Anyway,
Educate me on something about this. When you guys do that to the idiot, and once again,
Bill's so nice.
Caden, you're an idiot.
idiot.
But when you do that to the idiot, and you ban him on there, and then he comes back with a different URL or whatever,
Right.
and does that. I mean, does each time you do that, does that get reported?
I report it. I find, just so you know, Dan, he's on your YouTube account.
Oh, you.
No, they're popping in on my stupid o'clock account.
Are they?
Oh.
I saw it on
Okay.
I saw it on
No.
the Dan Hollyfield HallowCon's Stupid O'Clock Public. Or
Yeah.
That one.
Oh, okay.
That's the one.
Because I was
saw.
going to say, I shared Joe's link on my Facebook page, but I didn't do anything else. So
He's also
anyway.
on Joe's stupid thing. So.
Pizza
Apparently
Jam, you're a good idiot. You're one of our favorite idiots.
Yeah.
You're a pet idiot. Kind of like all
Yes.
the pet Democrats I
Hey.
keep on my Facebook
Hey.
page.
Don't pick on Pizza Jam too much. That's my nephew.
Not Pizza.
Oh,
No,
okay.
no, there ain't nobody picked on.
No, we're talking to Caden Wilson, the douchebag.
We only pick on the
Douchebag
people we
extraordinary.
love.
Okay. And
I could say more, but I ain't. I'll forget, like Dan said, by tomorrow.
Hey, they put me back on shift. Don't get me started.
I reported him for child pornography.
We'll get the whole channel.
Kicked off of YouTube real quick.
Throw in bestiality while you're at it.
I don't think they'll
that
kick
goes-
you off
that-
YouTube for that.
No, they don't have that on Facebook.
No, they just put you up as a political
StreamYard.
candidate.
I told him he was a Trump supporter. They ought to kick him off in about 15 seconds.
Yeah, there you go.
Banned for life.
Mm.
Well,
They'll probably burn them in effigy.
that's just it. I've watched so many people say they're on me because I'm a Trump supporter. They're on me because I'm a Trump supporter. You don't know how many Biden guys I know that get pissed off for their month bans at a time. It's both sides. You got to have friends on both sides so you can see what's going on.
Yeah, really.
Yep.
Nope.
That's why I'm not going and banning a bunch of folks. This, that, and the other thing. How's your guy doing? Well, at least our guy was better, and now, yeah. Well, I'm just going.
Hey,
Just
I know
go
the
ahead.
ultimate insult. Okay. Joe Biden is a politician.
So
What
he
the
had
hell?
to. No.
Here's the ultimate insult. Joe Biden is alive.
Now,
Yeah.
let's not go there.
Yeah.
But I will say this about politics.
I know we can't prove it.
Politicians are the two cheeks to the same ass.
Mhm.
I've said it for a long time. There's only one problem with politics in America:
It exists.
Republicans and Democrats.
Yep.
You get rid of them, and the whole system will run just fine.
Two-party
Yeah.
country.
What was that old one? You keep talking about the left wing and the right wing, and you never realize that they're both part of the same damn bird.
Yeah.
Yeah. And both wings are broken.
Part of the same damn turkey. Time to stuff it and roast it, as far as I'm concerned. You can tell I grew up with the Dean Martin roasts. Everybody got what was coming to
Hey,
them.
Don Rickles for president.
Hey, that would be entertaining.
Oh, did y'all ever see the Don Rickles roast where they roasted Don Rickles?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mhm.
And they ripped him. And when it came time for Don to get up, everybody got up and left.
Yeah.
It's like, we ain't standing around for that.
Nope.
Pull the ripcord. This parachute's going to open.
And the best roast was Foster Brooks.
Yes.
That was a good one.
Er,
But I think
Foster Brooks.
the best roast they ever did was Jackie Gleason. That's
I don't remember the Jackie Gleason.
Yeah, that was
The
one of the early ones, I do believe.
Johnny Carson was a good roast too.
Don't do that, Pizza Jams. Please don't do that.
Hey, Pizza Jams, someone told me to try and smoke a pork butt, but if you ever tried to get that thing into a rolling paper,
Hell, I have trouble keeping it lit.
yeah, no kidding.
Yes, I mean, I do it all the time, but
I think staying lit's something I've never had a problem doing.
Yeah.
me either.
It's like that joke that's on the grilling website. It goes, do you smoke? He goes, briskets mostly.
And that takes so much longer than but
Oh, I actually know somebody that still has the Cheech and Chong Big Bamboo album with the paper intact. Just one person out of all the folks I know that have Cheech and Chong albums. That lets you know what kind of circles I was running around in the 70s and 80s.
You know that's worth several tens of thousands of dollars.
Yeah, because it's so rare.
Mm-hmm.
It is absolutely so rare. Not a little feat.
I'm doing an ammo requisition.
All right.
Well, I'm not going to be your Dixie chicken. All right. I'll leave that one to the ladies. Lord, I don't have come out of left field with some of this stuff, do I?
Oh, Dan, did you see that picture I posted up the other day? Due to the labor shortage, long hair freaky people can now apply.
I heard a commercial for that. So I can't remember. I was listening to WBBM out of Chicago, and there is actually some company that's looking to hire people, and they used exactly what you said, Joe Dog, in the commercial.
Oh,
Oh no! Carl says those comic boys put Donna to sleep. Well, after 3 hours, yeah.
Donna,
I take it Donna's
Yeah.
not a comics person.
I'm not going to say nothing bad about them because they love what they do, and they have every right to enjoy their particular corner of fandom, and that's more power to them. I used to be one of those folks, but I got out of it for a while. Um, Sometime after 11,000
Carl.
comics disappeared as I was getting divorced.
Oh, did you see the picture? The other picture I posted about Arby's.
Yes, I
Yeah,
did. You
I
should
did
you
too.
should have got out of the car and stood up so you could see both signs.
Yeah, seriously, a quarter mile behind that Arby's sign is a McDonald's sign. That is shots fired.
Yeah.
What did that come from?
I shall return. Da, 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 da.
I just fell off of something. I ain't never seen it before.
Ghosts.
I was about to say, you got a ghost?
Yeah.
I got one. We call him Fred.
Yeah. Well, to find out if it's a friendly or demonic,
No, he's friendly. Well, I'll say that. He don't like women. Choke Bill up.
Thank God for the cough button.
oh,
Maybe.
Pulled my wife's hair one night.
I used to do the ghost hunting. One of my best ones was when we were working this one house. I kept walking by the refrigerator and with the thermometer and all that, and I'm picking up a cold spot right here. And most of the night, I'm saying there's something around that refrigerator makes me, there's a cold spot over there. Finally, one of them walked over and looked at the refrigerator, and the name of the refrigerator was Cold Spot. I told him, pay complete attention to wherever you're at. Take stock in your entire surroundings. And I caught that out of my corner eye when we walked in the door. Took them 2 hours to figure out. For what, G? For what, D? Come on. So who's left? Carl and Derek? Yeah. Kerry hadn't even jumped in. I wonder where he's at.
No, I haven't seen him tonight. Unless he got put to sleep too.
Oops, okay, caught it. This keeps me from playing with other things making noise. Oh, Pete's Jam asking what I thought about that game he was playing. That was different. I'll put it to you that way.
Nobody awake but us and the spammers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see that, Carl. A little creepy, no, that was a lot creepy. That was different. But yeah, call me after the show, Derek. We'll talk about HallowCon, what's going on, and all that.
Oh, I have a black mass that runs back across
Dude,
bedrooms. A black mass.
Turn the light on. Get a brighter light.
No, my dog sees it too. Barks at it.
Started to say I've got their album, but they haven't done a second one yet. It's been 50 years.
We had a dog that would bark
Seriously?
at me every time I came home from National Guard wearing my beret. Just I'd walk in wearing a camouflage uniform, beret on, bark, 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 bark. I pull the beret off, and he'd be like, "Oh, it's you," you know.
The Oscar Mayer video was creepy. Thanks for the nightmare, Joe Dog. If you're a member of the Uncle Carl's Secret Humor Group, you've just got to go watch it.
I'll have to watch that tonight before bedtime.
Yeah.
Okay. Pizza. Don't get me started on the U.S. Army beret.
Yeah. Bill, all I'm going to say is it's Ginger Billy.
Oh my God.
It's Ginger Billy's Halloween video.
Did he fix up his truck again?
No.
Oh, that's a change.
Everybody laughs at me. Look at the dumb redneck. Look at the dumb redneck. Yeah, look at the dumb redneck who's also a respiratory therapist.
One of my grandsons has been having trouble with his car lately. He's a mechanic. He rebuilds stuff, and basically he'll buy a junker and bring it back up to pretty much factory specs and resell it. But he's got a Tahoe that he really wants to keep. Put a brand new transmission in it, not rebuilt, brand new. Thing lasted about 11 days, and the transmission went right back out.
What year is it?
Haven't the faintest idea.
I know mid 2000s.
4060 or is it 4080?
I couldn't tell you. That's not a language I speak very well.
Yeah, they got to a point that they were changing those things out. They were changing out transmissions so bad that they completely redesigned to put a new transmission in it. They had some of the transmissions in these brand new vehicles dead at 15,000 miles.
Well, I don't think he went that far in 11 days. It's more like about 6 trips to the grocery store and the damn thing died on him again. So he was highly outraged. But
well, circling back to the Royals again, what did Prince Charles do to his car that he said it's environmentally a better car?
Marked it probably.
Nobody cares.
He let his mom drive it.
Yeah, I was just about to say he don't drive anyway. So
that wasn't. Well, that was the car that Harry and Meghan drove off in. It was the electrified Jaguar. They converted the Jaguar to electric.
Okay, I thought he did something different with the fuel on it.
No,
as far as what kind of fuel it took.
Eliminated the fuel problem.
Well, no, but I mean, because when I first heard the story, I thought that's where they were going with it too. But then, unless I'm mixing this up with a different story, I thought he said he converted the fuel to a different type of fuel.
no.
But I could be hearing that all wrong.
No, they
That's
just go put it. They just go put a fresh double A in it
The
every day.
Prince Charles vintage car runs on wine and cheese. Oh,
Yes.
wait a minute. Prince Charles says his Aston Martin runs on wine and cheese byproducts.
There you go.
Okay,
That
and
was
then
Oh, so it burns.
It does
methane,
run
huh?
on wine and cheese. And
Pizza Jam said it was a S10 Tahoe. No, it was a white S10 pickup. Because he said he wasn't allowed to drive forwards until he learned how to drive backwards. I know who taught him how to drive.
If it was you, I ain't getting anywhere near him.
My dad.
Oh, your dad. Well, I don't know your dad. I can't insult your dad.
Hey, I backed probably 20 miles off his truck before he ever let me go forward. He's got the mentality of if you can drive straight backwards and make turns and navigate backwards, going forward's going to be easy.
My daddy had the attitude of, we just bailed this hay, we gonna pick it up. You get in the truck and drive.
okay, here's what I'm reading. Prince Charles got a DB6 Mark II Volante as a gift on his 21st birthday. In 2008, he had it converted to run on bioethanol fuel. And apparently, the fuel he's using is made from surplus English white wine and whey from the cheese process.
So it's running off
Which
corn or
how that's
greener?
greener than petrol. I'll never know. But
It's not.
it's probably dirtier actually.
Basically diesel. Pretty much.
Yeah, you can make biodiesel.
No, it's ethanol. I mean, it's they're making alcohol out of it, but
Mhm.
so it's the same thing you buy down here at flipping Sitco.
Yeah, the old E82.
Mm.
Yeah, and wine and cheese farts. It probably smells horrible too. I remember
Yeah.
when I was a kid, there was some guy that made a car that would run on used cooking oil.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah. And he used to go around to all the restaurants and get their used cooking oil to fuel the car. But it says the only problem was everywhere he went, it smelled like old French fries.
And the really big problem was having to filter it all first to get all the BCBs out of it, the burnt crunchy bits.
Yeah.
It'll never work.
Hey, Waffle House could fuel the world. Hey, if we had cars that run off methane, Taco Bell could run the world.
Powered by Waffle House.
Well, I mean, they don't want cows. I mean, pick something up there.
That's one of the things I always said. If I ever got to be president, one of the mandates that I would make is that government vehicles either become hybrids or run on biofuels. And if you think about it, when the U.S. military is training, all of their vehicles are multi-fuel diesels. They can run on different types of diesel fuel. So they're almost set up to run on biodiesel anyway.
All you got to do is pour it in the tank.
Pretty much, and hook it to a computer and tell the computer to run it on French fry grease or whatever.
I was about to say that even the jets are running off
Exactly.
different fuel.
Yeah, the helicopter is pretty much diesel fuel. I mean, and then Virgin Airlines has already experimented with running a 747 on biofuel. Now, there is one problem with running biofuels in military vehicles. I imagine jets have the same problem, but you have to formulate the diesel fuels for the vehicles, and the military actually runs their stuff on this thing called JP8, which is Jet Plane 8 Type 8 fuel. That's what runs their helicopters. That's what runs the Abrams tank with basically it's got a jet turbine engine in it. That's what runs the Humvees and the LMTVs and the MTVs and all the other vehicles that are running right now. That stuff has to be specially formulated, just like other fuels, for winter and summer. So if you're operating in a cold climate, you have to have a certain type of fuel additive. If you're running in a hot climate, you have to have a certain type of fuel additive. That's a whole branch of the military I know nothing about, really, because the fuel handlers do all that stuff.
I mean, a certain type of fuel will freeze up.
Exactly. And that's one of the things with running biodiesel in a jet. It's got to be that super cold stuff that can handle going up to high altitude, not freezing up. The U.S. Postal Service, why they haven't gone to a damn hybrid vehicle yet, I don't know.
They are. They're in the process.
If they can ever quit getting sued by the people that lost the contract. Yeah, they had to settle for a car that can eventually be converted into a hybrid vehicle.
Does Bezos have anything to do with
Yes.
Probably.
Yes.
it?
I
I lost the contract. I'm going to
Hey,
sue.
there's an idea. We need
They
to get
can
everybody
run-
in the United States together to sue Jeff Bezos.
can
Everybody. Everybody's suing for $100.
Yeah. I mean,
Either-
the Postal Service could run off LNG, to be honest.
Oh, have you seen this new thing? I've seen the advertisements on TV here lately. I'm trying to remember what it's called. Something Joe, but it's a propane portable generator. And it runs on the same 5-gallon propane tank you run your grill on. And if I remember correctly, it runs for something like 5 hours on one propane tank. Electric start. It's got a smart oil sensor, so it can tell you if the oil's getting low in the system and stuff like that. And you can actually hook bigger propane tanks to it to just run it whenever. And which I thought is cool because we've got a gas powered generator here at the house, but you have to maintain it.
Okay.
And it's kind of funny. It's been sitting in the garage for like 5 years, and I pulled it out and switched the fuel out on it the other day, or a couple months ago. Put fresh fuel, pulled the old fuel out, put the fresh fuel in it. And I noticed a couple of my neighbors were watching me. And I went over to start the thing, and you can just see the look on their face like, yeah, watch when he goes to start this thing. First pull. And they're like, damn. It's
I still think hydrogen will be the future of everything. So.
the only problem with getting hydrogen, there's no infrastructure for hydrogen right now.
Oh no, I know that.
It's like,
If they want to get, if they really want to go green, that'll be the way to go. They'll,
well, it's like, Tesla was doing their super truck or whatever. Well, Joe probably knows more about it than I do, but they were trying to build a transfer truck, 18-wheeler type thing.
Will be released late 23.
But the thing is, there's no infrastructure for it.
well, there's no infrastructure for
Yeah,
electric cars, or it might be.
what's the point in having a truck that goes out that can't recharge and come back? That's.
Okay.
I've always wondered why.
Sorry, Carl.
I've always wondered why diesel trucks aren't hybrids.
I don't know. My dad used to wonder why.
Good night, Carl. Thanks for tuning in with us. We appreciate you being here.
Good night, Carl. See you
Good
tomorrow
Carl.
night.
Hey, Carl.
My dad used to wonder why GM didn't make tractors because they had a diesel turbine that would kick.
Well, they used to make big trucks,
Oh yeah, they used to make big. He was wondering why they didn't take the big truck motor and redesign it to be a farm tractor.
What?
Well, same as Ford.
Well, Ford's had farm tractors for
Yeah,
quite
I
a long
mean,
time.
Oh, yeah. Fordsons.
They don't make them no more, but that I know of.
a lot of
But
people don't know that.
my granddad had a big Ford tractor back in the day, but
We had 3 of them. A little bitty one, mid-size, and a great big huge one.
yeah,
And
but
the
he
great
had
big
a
huge one had a turbo in it.
same as my granddad.
A lot of people don't know this, but submarines dating all the way back to World War One, over 100 years, okay, have been diesel electric.
Hmm.
And there's various types of diesel electric. Some of them have a diesel engine and then an electric engine, and then they can recharge the batteries off the diesel engine. Okay. And then they had some that were strictly electric engines, and all the diesel engine did was recharge batteries and provide electricity.
Hmm.
Trains, all these diesel trains you see running around right now, aren't actually run by the diesel engine. The diesel engine runs a generator that powers electric motors in the train. So all these trains are actually electric with a big damn diesel generator.
Hmm.
And we've been using that same technology since World War II. I mean, ever since we got rid of steam locomotives, it's all been diesel electric.
Why can't we downsize it?
Why hasn't that made it into the trucking industry? Because trust me, you ask any truck driver if he would like to cut his fuel cost by 75%. Yeah, they'd kind of like to do that.
Well, I mean, on trains, you could downsize it. Yeah, I don't know how you could do it. You could make a small,
Okay.
They
a nuclear fusion. I mean, I know that's dangerous.
They can't, because the cars they have to haul have to be a certain weight to stay on the tracks, basically. And I mean, they're bulk carriers. That's what they're designed to do. You can't really downsize the nation's locomotives. Now, unless you're going to put in some sort of specialty system like narrow gauge, high speed rails, monorail, something like
No,
that.
what he was saying was, why can't they use the same system to run just a regular car?
Yeah, just downsize.
Well, that's what all your hybrids basically are,
Yeah,
but they're
exactly.
usually still running on gasoline or
But-
propane or something like that.
No, I was saying like use a nuclear.
Fission, because we don't have fusion yet.
Um,
It's been 10 years away for the last 50 years.
50 years.
we'll get right on it as soon as we get the flying cars going.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Right.
But
Hey, they're promising me my jetpack any day now.
now,
Yeah. And that's cleaner than anything.
Thanks, Carl. Of course,
one of the things and it's one of these things I wondered is, you see the electric cars, okay, and they have to put them on a recharger, which again goes back to infrastructure. You have to put in the charging stations.
And what's that run off of?
Exactly. One of the things I was wondering is, why can't they build an electric car with a small battery that's good for about 50 miles? Okay. So you got all the motors, you got the small battery, you put a portable generator in the back of it.
Yeah.
There's just a spot in the trunk, and the car should come with 2 generators, basically. One that you're using to power the car, and one that you've got in storage, so that when the first one starts to wear out, you switch them out and send the first one off to get rebuilt.
I was about to say.
I've always
That-
wondered
that-
why with the electric cars, why can't you just hook up like a leaf blower motor to a couple of alternators and recharge the damn battery? Yeah.
A Honda generator, a 5 horsepower Honda generator, okay, will produce there's 2 outlets on it for 220 volts. There's 6 outlets for 110 house current, okay. It has a 5-gallon fuel tank and will run for 12 hours on 5 gallons of fuel. Now, if you get an electric car doing 80 miles an hour for 12 hours on 5 gallons of fuel, do the math. I mean, it's
Mhm. Yeah.
I'll be willing to bet the oil companies have a lot to do with that.
Oh,
I've been marked for death. The oil
well,
companies.
that's not even that, but the green folks.
I bet the oil
don't even-
companies are looking for me right now. As
the green folks don't even want it because when the batteries go bad, that lithium battery has got to be put somewhere. You got to think about that.
yep.
And those batteries aren't very green to begin with because the parts come from several different countries, are shipped to another country to be put together, and then shipped to the United States and United Kingdom and everywhere else to put in the vehicles. So think about how much fuel is being taken with ships, airplanes, and everything else. The semis, once you get it to land, just to send those stupid little green batteries to improve our carbon footprint.
Well,
It doesn't exactly add up.
Well, I'm a Tesla stockholder, and I was watching the Tesla stockholders meeting. Participated. I voted on their resolutions. Voted for their new board members. And Elon actually brought that up about what do you do with the disposable lithium batteries? He said the lithium batteries are 100% recyclable.
I would love to see the report on that.
Just wondering how that's working out.
Samuel, getting on to you.
Yeah, I'm getting some. I touched a button, but yeah, the lithium batteries are 100% recyclable. He said once we get enough batteries out there. Really?
Samuel don't believe you.
Yeah, I was about to say.
He said once.
Why don't you just turn that damn thing off?
I'm gonna turn it off. All right.
I was about to say.
Because it turns itself back
Alexa,
on as soon as you
red
do
alert.
that.
Okay.
Yeah, well, he said that once we get enough batteries through production, the mining of the lithium won't be needed.
But where are we going to get lithium from? That's my question.
Dig it out of the ground.
Where? It's
Oh,
not here.
I'm glad you asked that question because that goes back to a topic we were talking about a few weeks ago about
Yeah, I wasn't here probably.
the Salton Sea, which is out in California.
Yes.
Which was this place they were trying to divert the Colorado River through California to help irrigate some crops.
Yep.
And screwed it up because it's California. And they flooded this low-lying area with water and created a sea. Okay. Eventually, they fixed the problem that they'd created, and slowly the Salton Sea began to dry up, and all the fish died because what happened was all the pesticides in the crops that they had been trying to irrigate went into the sea, and the sea became so toxic it killed everything. And for like 5-6 years, it was this huge tourist destination, this huge inland sea. Okay, everybody started building boathouses, and then the sea dried up, and their boathouses were worth shit. Yeah, and so anyway, it turns out this whole area is just one big dust bowl now of nothing but fish bones and toxic soil.
Right. You mean it's turning back into a desert like it was originally was?
Yeah, exactly. And here's what's funny. Somebody went out and started poking around in it. Turns out there's a huge lithium deposit underneath it. Batteries.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we just need to find plutonium and some uranium now.
Helium-3.
Got to get to the moon for that one.
It's on the moon, yep. And probably a whole lot more of it on Pluto.
Well, I was going to say Mars.
No, no,
But
no. Mars has got a little bit more of an atmosphere. You need something almost without any atmosphere, and it's got to be cold, very, very cold.
yeah.
Pluto.
That's what I was saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, Pluto's still a planet. Suck it, NASA.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Hey,
I'm wondering
you
why
know
Disney
that
didn't
happened during Barack Obama's administration, that they screwed up Pluto.
He's not.
How
on
bad a
the
president do you have to be to lose an entire fucking planet?
And that's when NASA, wasn't that when NASA got shut down?
Something like that's. He's gonna cut our funding. Fine, we'll get rid of a planet and see how people like him after that.
Get over here.
Which is that? I mean, it's actually cheaper for.
I keep wondering
Private.
why Disney didn't sue them. You ain't getting rid of my Pluto. No.
Leave it to Obama to get rid of the Disney planet. Okay.
No, that would be one of the moons of Saturn, I do believe.
Pluto.
No.
There's one.
Actually, no. That's a Star Wars planet. Actually, one of the. I think it's one of the moons of Saturn. Actually, has such a big impact crater on it. It looks like the Death Star.
There's a
Phobos.
No, Phobos is a little bitty potato.
Minos.
That's Mars.
Yeah. Japetus, something like that.
Enceladus.
Wish I had one.
I was about to
Hold
say,
the
that's
peppers.
making me hungry now.
Not enchiladas.
That's what I thought he said.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, after this show, I'm gonna have Olive Garden spaghetti.
Yeah.
What was the? Did they not name a?
Phoebe.
Is that the one? Is that the one past Pluto?
It's lumpy with a giant crater.
Phoebe? That's an asteroid.
No, it's one of the moons of Jupiter.
Oh, okay.
Lumpy was very underrated on Leave It to Beaver.
Well, would you do your best work if people kept comparing you to oatmeal? Let's see here.
The geothermal activity below the Salton Sea loosens up lithium that can be extracted. Due to increased demand for lithium, which is crucial for electric vehicle battery production, the Salton Sea area is gaining attention and is expected to boost the local economy. Controlled Thermal Resources, which has received investments from GM for production of lithium in the U.S. to secure local and low-cost lithium from the CTR's Hell's Kitchen lithium and power development in the Salton Sea geothermal field.
Hey, we can't frack. How do you think we're gonna get that out?
Oh no!
Yes, Joe.
Yep, I actually got it on time this time.
And it is a Pettis.
John.
What?
I know you copied and pasted all that in because there's no way you could.
I did not. I had to type that with my own two little fingers.
I heard it.
It was.
I heard it. He was typing.
Oh, so it took the whole show to get it typed in?
No, it took that 40 minutes that I showed up early to type it on it.
Anyway,
And
the
you
one I
still
was
didn't get
talking
it
about
all.
is the third largest moon of Saturn. Yes. Mm. Anyway,
Yes, I am wearing my Holy Hand Grenade of Antioch T-shirt tonight.
Well, Dan,
better
did
you
you
than
know
me.
there are moons around Jupiter larger than our moon?
Oh yeah, but
I think some of them.
not compared to the planet they are orbiting. We have the largest moon compared to the planet
Our
that it's
size, yeah.
orbiting. Yeah. So
They say we're
You're-
actually a binary planet.
yeah, we are special, and there are some people that theorize that it actually took having that great big old moon right there uh, to strip off a lot of the extra atmosphere that something like Venus still has, that
Yeah.
made life possible here.
So we need the moon. We need to build a moon the size of the moon around Venus to begin to terraform it.
Actually, no, you just move Mars.
Mars.
Hey, I like that idea.
What, move Mars closer in?
Now,
Move
the
it,
moon,
move it in orbit around Venus.
the moon is 1/6 the size of our planet. Venus is roughly the same size as our planet, give or take. Mars is 40% the size of our planet.
So it would have to be a little
So
bit
Mars isn't much bigger than our moon.
right.
I was
So-
gonna say, Venus.
Yeah.
Really, Venus does not have like any atmosphere.
No, it is all
The
atmosphere.
gas. No, it's all gas. Right?
Yeah, Venus.
Venus is mostly carbon
rock,
dioxide.
Yeah.
and but it has no moon, and it rotates backwards.
Hey, here's an idea. We'll kick Mercury out to be Venus' moon because it's flipping closer.
Yeah,
yeah, but is it the right size?
yeah.
Yeah,
You sure?
yeah. It's smaller than Mars.
Smaller than Mars and bigger than our moon.
Okay, so you put it a little further out, and it'll do the same. Strip the excess atmosphere away.
Sounds good.
Now, how big of a rocket are we going to need to move Mercury?
You know,
You know, if you could build a big enough solar cell, it's close enough to the sun. The sun's energy would probably push it out there.
I was about to say, just
There's some sci-fi for you right there, boys.
And have
sounds like
you act like you've been reading that book that I just submitted.
sounds like Dan's next book.
Well, the one I submitted is about trying to avoid having a rather large comet smack straight down into the ground here on Earth. I think I overdid it on the impact effects, though. So there's no sort of thing as a impact estimating calculator back in the day, so I couldn't actually do the math.
All right, Dan, you got your stuff ready?
I am ready to go.
It is time to say goodnight, everybody.
Not everybody.
Good
Night, everybody.
night.
See you
Bye,
on
con
the other
Dios.
channel.
Well,
Oh, I have slept the surly bonds of earth and danced the skies on laughter-silvered wings. Sunward I've climbed and joined the tumbling mirth of sun-split clouds and done 100 things you have not dreamed of. Wheeled and soared and swung high in the sunlit silence. Hovering there, I've chased the shouting wind along and flung my eager craft through footless halls of air. Up, up the long, delirious, burning blue, I've topped the windswept heights with easy grace, when never lark nor even eagle flew. And while with silent, lifting mind, I've trod the high, untrespassed sanctity of space, put out my hand and touched the face of God.